Hello students. Today I am going to talk on galactosemia. This question can be asked in the form of a case or it can also be asked in the form of a comment. I wrote the word classic galactosemia because that is the most severe form of galactosemia. So let's see how it differs from the other galactosemia. Before going to galactosemia, the disorder, first we will see the metabolism of galactose. Galactose, this is metabolized exclusively in liver. Galactose is first phosphorylated by galactokinase in presence of ATP to form galactose 1-phosphate. This then in presence of galactose 1-phosphate uridyl transferase enzyme, it will react with UDP galactose and galactose 1-phosphate to form UDP galactose. This enzyme is the rate regulating enzyme of galactose. UDP galactose then in presence of lactose synthase forms lactose. Now galactose is also used for the synthesis of glycolipids, glycoproteins and GAG, especially the keratin sulfate. UDP galactose can also in the presence of epimerase can also form UDP glucose. Now this is how UDP galactose can be channelized to the metabolism of glucose. This is a reversible step. So even glucose can form UDP galactose and then which can later on form lactose. This is usually helpful in the case when there is a deficiency of dietary supply of galactose. In such cases, UDP glucose can be converted into UDP galactose. Okay, so this is how the galactose is metabolized. Now we will see how the deficiency of the enzyme galactose 1-phosphate uridyl transferase, what will happen. Now when this is deficient, this is blocked. This whole reaction is blocked. So galactose 1-phosphate will get accumulated and galactose is also getting accumulated. So galactose and galactose 1-phosphate get accumulated in lens of eye, liver, kidney, brain, all these organs that will get accumulated. That's why this condition where galactose is accumulated in the blood, it is known as galactosemia. While in the urine it is excreted in more concentration, it is known as galactoseuria. Then what happens is when there is more concentration, this will occur when there is more concentration of galactose as it is not metabolized. And that's why this galactose will then take the alternative pathway and in presence of aldose reductase and NADPH, it will form galcitol and dulcitol. Okay, so this is this substance are formed. There is one more disorder where galactokinase is deficient. So because of galactokinase, again galactose will not be metabolized, but this is a milder one than this one. And that's why when there is an enzyme deficiency of uridyl transferase, that type of galactosemia is known as classic one. And here this is a milder case because here galactose 1-phosphate is not produced, and that's why this is milder one. There is one more type of galactosemia where epimerase is deficient. Okay, so now let's see what is the difference between these. First, let's see how a case can be made on this topic, like that is on galactosemia. A newborn baby refuses breast milk since the second day of birth, vomits on force feeding but accepts glucose water. So breast milk will be having lactose, okay, and glucose water is it is just glucose. Develops diarrhea on third day. By fifth day, she is jaundiced with liver enlargement and eye shows cataract. Urinary reducing sugar was positive as galactose is a reducing sugar. So that's why in this condition urinary reducing sugar was positive. But blood glucose estimated by glucose oxidase method was found low. because glucose oxidase method measures only glucose. It can estimate only glucose. The most likely cause of the deficiency is here that it is a galactosemia, and that's why the deficiency of the enzyme will be galactose 1-phosphate uridyl transferase. So this is how the case can be asked. Okay, so now let's go into the details of how what is galactosemia. Galactosemia is inability to metabolize galactose, and as we saw that galactose will be increased, and so it increase in the blood, it is known as galactosemia, and this is due to the deficiency of enzyme galactose 1-phosphate uridyl transferase. This is a rare congenital disease in infants. So galactose metabolism is impaired, and that will lead to an increase of galactose in blood, which is known as galactosemia, while in the urine it is known as galactoseuria. Excess galactose enters lens by diffusion and is reduced by aldose reductase, and galcitol is formed. Galcitol cannot diffuse back in blood. It is osmotically active and causes water accumulation in the lens and thus damages lens protein, causing opacity in the lens, which causes cataract. So the galactose which gets accumulated in the lens of the eye, it will lead to formation of cataract. And that's why a comment can be asked, galactosemic children tend to develop premature cataracts. So here, how you will write the answer is, you have to write the previous, which I showed you the figure, where that it is showing the inhibit, that is a deficiency of galactose. That step you have to show that galactose 1-phosphate uridyl transferase is deficient. Then you have to write this. Then you have to write these sentences. Okay. How the deficiency, how excess galactose leads to cataract, because it is osmotically active, it causes water accumulation, and that damages the lens protein, and that causes opacity in the lens, which causes cataract. So this is how you are going to write for this comment. Okay. So now let's see the accumulation of galactose 1-phosphate and galcitol in various tissues, like in liver, nervous tissue, lens we already saw, and kidney. All these will lead to, because of the accumulation of these, will lead to the impairment in their function. The liver, there will be the bilirubin uptake is less, and bilirubin, and so bilirubin conjugation will be reduced, and so there will be unconjugated bilirubin will be increased, and this there is enlargement of liver and jaundice. While in the brain tissues also, this galactose 1-phosphate gets accumulated, and that will lead to mental retardation. Lens we saw, the cataract will occur. While in kidneys, because the galactose 1-phosphate may get deposited in the renal tubules, it will produce tubular damage, leading to generalized aminoaciduria. Okay, then there is also depletion of inorganic phosphate, because this phosphate will get bound with the galactose to form galactose 1-phosphate, and that's why inorganic phosphate depletion will be there, and because of which it will affect the other metabolic functions, because phosphate will be required for many other compounds. So that's why it will affect other metabolic functions also. It will, because of this, it will also inhibit the glycogen phosphorylase enzyme. Now, glycogen phosphorylase enzyme, if you remember, it is in the glycogen breakdown, glycogenolysis. So here there will be, because this enzyme is inhibited, it will result in hypoglycemia. Now the clinical symptoms, you will see there will be loss of weight. Okay, then there will be, as I said, hepatomegaly. There will be jaundice, there will be mental retardation. In severe cases, you will find cataract and aminoaciduria and albuminuria. The test to identify whether we can measure galactose in the blood. We can also measure galactose 1-phosphate uridyl transferase enzyme in erythrocytes. In the urine, Benedict test will be positive because galactose is a reducing sugar. For the treatment, diet free of galactose and lactose can be given till 4 to 5 years. The reason is why only 4 to 5 years. There is another enzyme known as galactose 1-phosphate pyrophosphorylase. This is in the liver. Now this will become active in the liver only after 4 to 5 years of age of the child. Okay, so this enzyme is helped in converting galactose 1-phosphate to UDP galactose. And then as we already saw, UDP galactose can be also epimerized from UDP glucose. But this is the main enzyme. Later, after 4 or 5 years of age, the child's liver, these enzymes will be active, and that's why it can convert into UDP galactose. Okay, and so that after 4 or 5 years, the child will not be requiring a galactose or lactose free diet. I already talked about when there galactokinase deficiency. In galactokinase deficiency, you will find that there is galactosemia, exactly like the classic galactosemia. Here also you will find galactosuria and galactitol. But here the main thing is that it will not develop hepatic and renal complication because here galactose 1-phosphate is not formed. The main culprit is the galactose 1-phosphate, which leads to the damage of liver and the kidney. And okay. And one thing you have to remember that in the treatment, like even if the lactose is withdrawn from diet, most of the symptoms are resides. Okay, but if mental retardation has occurred, has established, removing galactose and lactose will not improve. So that's why we have to, the first thing is early detection of galactosemia is required, because once mental retardation has occurred, it cannot be, it is not reversible. Okay, so early detection is most important in galactosemia. Okay, so that was about the galactosemia. Okay, so what we talked, the major one is the classic galactosemia. Classic means the severe form, and this one is the milder form. Okay, thank you so much. Those who require, like you want me to make more cases and comments, please put a message in my video so that I'll come to know. Please put a message so that I'll come to know what all different cases you want me to prepare. Okay, thank you so much.